Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Thursday, January 15th. And we are looking at the market, which is retracing or retracing yesterday's selling. So we're right back up again. So wild swings for sure. Um, Not seeing any headlines necessarily doing this, but it's, we had Morgan Stanley earnings, I guess, out this morning. Could have been what caused it. So earnings, I mean, they had great earnings, by the way. So the banks have so far reported pretty darn good earnings. And maybe that's what's causing the market to start off in a good mood. News this morning, not a whole lot. We have at 8:30 jobless claims, and I have a retail sales number there, but then we had that yesterday as well. So I don't know what that's going to be. It was also Philly Fed manufacturing, Empire State manufacturing, import-export prices all coming out at 8:30. So import-export prices could be interesting. That's going to give you an idea on the inflation as well. So a lot of stuff happening at 8:30 this morning. 10 o'clock we get the business inventories, 10:30 nat gas report. So bulk of the news right at 8:30, and that's pretty much nothing after that. So that's our Thursday. Friday we get industrial production, housing market data. So not a whole lot of stuff on tap for Friday either. So that's how we get started. With news, looking at the ES, and I moved my profiles around a little bit because it's so I can a little bit in the middle of stuff instead. So I'm gonna pop this guy up like so, and you can see here. So yes, so we had this little move here last couple of days. Made new highs. Could have been a move out of the middle. They got knocked down hard yesterday, so I'm going to fold this back together, and now we are right back in the middle again. So we're back in the range. We are right down the upper end of the range. Retraced pretty good from the overnight, so we closed up a little bit, retraced a little bit before the close yesterday. Overnight has been positive, and I would just start off range bound, same as before. If anything, I would start looking for early strength, given the overnight, see how far they can take it. Watching that 7,000 level now, that's going to be the level to pay attention to. 6990s was the level, but it's been kind of muddled up a bit, so it's a little bit less obvious. But 7,000 looks like a pretty good level right now to lean again, and above that one, definitely start leaning in on the long side. So initially, we're looking for shorts against that 6990, 9092, and 7,000s for rotations down. Looking to buy against support 6985s, 80s, 65s, 50 or 55 to 60s, and here's your 40 to 50s rotations up. And I would say if they take out the session lows here at the 6950s, I would be back thinking about the short side in a bigger way. So let's see if this early strength can hold on, or if it's just a fake out for the day session to start. So, but we are range bound. We're trading in this range, and overall capital flow is pointed higher. We are building value. We are not falling apart by any means, not yet at least. So I would just start off on a long side. This is going to be getting to that second week in January. That's a good sign. You never know what's in store. I've seen some of these years where the first 5 or 6 days looks pretty good, for maybe after 10 days, and then they start hammering it. So far, we're past that. So, and there's no signs of really significant selling. The only thing we get you a little bit concerned is that you have these knockdowns that are pretty freaking significant. So they take it a little bit higher, then knock it down hard, and then I'm back up again in a steady grind. So eventually that's going to run out. Right now, though, we are right in the middle of it. So I'm going to be above this mode here at the 6950. So as long as I hold that 6950 and stay above it, you're going to stay with this. It's going to stay range bound and probably favor the long side of the market. But definitely range bound, I would say, is the emphasis. Above 7,000, we start thinking about the long side, looking for moves higher then. Still, short setups could happen at the 715s, 25s up to the 35s for rotations down. So there's still very, very much areas to get short against. You're up against the high, so that's just a natural barrier by itself. So that's how we get started. Looking to buy weakness down to that 50s early on. But if they start trading below 50s, bets are off. I think that could be a more of a risk-off day developing at that point. I would still look to buy against support the 35s to 25s, and I would still look for the 69.10, 6900, and 68.90, same as before. This lower section hasn't really done much. But eventually they're going to run down and test those levels as well. So, I mean, right now it looks like they have a grind to the upside. Earnings season so far has been good, and I think that's probably what's holding this together. Now we have a bunch of uncertainty in the world as well, happening with the Iranian situation. Um, Venezuela is taken care of pretty much, but there's definitely some stuff going on in the world which potentially could spiral out of control. I don't think it really impacts the markets on our end by any means. So I'm not going to worry about that. But it tends to dominate the news. So that's the ES. Looking at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ also, that move out of the middle we had, it folded back together. We were all the way down to that four-letter edge in yesterday's trading. That's how bad that got. But look at this. We're right back up to the upper edges right now. So from being right down here at the 420, 400, 420s, we are up here almost at the 26,000s again. That's NASDAQ for you. You can figure out where you want to be, you know. So but Nasdaq has a bit of work to do to get up here and start really pushing the highs. But it seems like they're going to be trying to do that. So I would stay range bound. I would, given the overnight start, look for early strength, see if they can take this higher. Definitely looks like a risk-on day on the Nasdaq, given the overnight. So it looks pretty good there. So I would say that's how we get started. And at this point, looking for buying opportunities against the 790s, the 730s, down to the 680s and 630s for rotations up. Now below this area in the middle is the 680s. So I would say below that land, the 680s here, the little mode here we have on the side, I would take off the long bias and go back range band at that point. So at that point, I'll take off any long bias I have with it. So the first three levels I'm looking for buying from a long perspective. Below the London low, I'm taking that off. Still looking to buy against support on the way down here. So 630s, this 560s, the 520s, all the way down to that 400 level. Still looking for buying opportunities. But if you take out that mode and start trading below it, I would start thinking weakness, and I would start thinking the short side of the market. Below if they take out these lows here at the 400s, bets are off, and we could it could get into a pretty gnarly area. But right now they're onto the upside, so we'll take that. We'll take that anytime. And on the way up, looking for shorts against the, I would say, well, we already taken out that 840, 830, 840 level. This is the level I was going to start leaning towards the long side from. So yeah, I'm pretty much staying on the long side of this as long as they stay above that 80s. But right now they're taking out one of those upper areas, which really it keeps you on the long side of this. Potential short setups against the 920s and 980s up to the 26,035 to 40s. Above that, we are back heading up to the highs. So I would look for short setups against these upper areas of resistance. As you can see, every time they get up to that the 980 to 26,000 level, they knock it down 1, 2, a little bit about 3, 4 times every time to take it higher, and they've barely been holding it before they get knocked down again. So we'll see if the fifth time is a charm or not, right? But I would definitely look for short setups up here. That's definitely, it looks like it's they defend. Eventually they're going to blow it out. So who knows? It could be today. But we had a pretty good shakeout, risk off kind of a day yesterday. It didn't turn into one of these crazy ones, but it's, as you can see, the sell-off from yesterday was pretty significant. And yeah, there was pretty crazy stuff going on there for a bit. So watch the start of the day. If it goes crazy on you, just kind of sit on the sidelines. And the time I try to trade that, you get chopped up. And even if you have even if a good trade location, and yeah, I mean, they just run it back and forth so violently. It's the certainty of it's just too volatile. You know, you have to trade in much bigger stops, and if you're wrong, you just lose a lot more money. So I would just say there's plenty of opportunity when things calm down a bit now. If you have a good run starting and you can really see it happening, then by all means, right? But if it is choppy as it's been like the last couple of days, they really rip it back and forth pretty hard. You just want to be either sitting on the sidelines, or if you engage, you just try to find a really good trade location. Anyway, so looking to buy against the weakness on the Nasdaq, watch that 680 level, and below that one, we'll take off any long bias. Still range bound, but looking to buy weakness with a little bit more caution at that point. And above 7, the 850s here, 48 40s here, so which you are right now, just taking it out, staying on the long side, still looking for shorts when we get up to these upper areas. All right, so that's how we get started. So let's see if this overnight strength can hold and we can move things forward. So that's how we get started on the ES and the NASDAQ. Looking at our bonds, so far bond market has been a pretty tight range, but I would say that they're grinding higher a little bit now. They're finally moving, it's drifting up here towards that S117 attractor the last few days. They're trading right in the middle of this volume right now, so starting to fill it out. And so I would stay on the long side. I would stay on the long side on the bonds. Looks like they're trying to take it higher. So initially, I'm looking to buy against support against that 1606s, 16s down to the 1525s. They're going to sell strength 1615, 1620, 1626s, rotations back down. And it's just staying in that 3-4 levels around where they're trading when they start off. But as you can see, they have taken out this area, the 116s, and they're drifting higher now. If they can't hold this, we will find ourselves right back into that lower attractor area. But 17 right up here, that's kind of where they're heading right now. I would stay on the long side. I think that's yields going higher like this. So prices going higher and yields coming down because that's what's happening. That would be a good sign. All right, so staying on the long side, looking to sell strength, 116, 15, 16, 20s, up to the 26s for rotations down. Looking to buy weakness, 1606, 16 even, down to that 160, 115, 26s. So that's how we get started this morning. Outside of that, we may have a directional move going on the bonds. But right now, that's how we get started. Alrighty, back to the ES. And there we have it. So we'll wrap it there for now, guys. And I will see you back at 11:30 for the next update. So good trading, and I'll see you guys back then.